Hello and welcome back to another episode of Blatant with me, Gavin, and
That's not your name!
next to me, my co-host,
Andrew.
Andrew.
That's my name.
Good to be back. I know we haven't shot one in a while. It's been almost, what's it been like about a week?
Yeah.
It's been
longer than a week.
It's been a week in giant years, but in human size, it's been 3
But we don't
weeks.
even know if we're going to release that first episode.
We don't even know, but that might be a treat for the guys back home. What I was thinking is...
It could be like a bonus episode one day when we have like a massive Patreon page.
When we've got like somewhere north of 200,000 people, then we can release that video and say, look how shit it was.
When Joe Rogan is going, geez, those fucking Blatant guys, fuck man, I wish we had the kind of download numbers that they have.
Yeah, I wish we had those.
When that happens.
That type of clicking.
If we could get Elon Musk smoking a joint on
Smoking
because now you can.
Yeah.
You can smoke
I
now.
know, I saw some crusty hobo outside here just smoking a joint. I mean, now I think about it, it's probably crack. Imagine that. Instead of getting celebrities to smoke weed, we get hobos just to do crack.
Imagine if it's like we've got this big constitutional court case where it's like crack is legal.
Crack is like,
Yeah.
for private use only.
Yeah.
Private,
You can grow as much crack as you want.
How do you grow crack?
I don't know.
Let's just debunk that now because I think I've had this talk.
Debunk crack.
No, not debunk it. If people are watching in America, shit, if we're lucky enough, and people are watching in Oz,
Yeah.
we're going to have different types of crack. What's in South African crack? Really, what is it?
I think it's methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
I think it's supposed to be crack cocaine. Like in America, I think crack is crack cocaine. So it's a bit of cocaine and a bunch of other shit. But I think if you're smoking ice or...
Logo, sorry.
if you're smoking it, yeah, I think it's pretty much meth. I think it's...
Okay.
And but then, crack is whack. You can't say meth is whack because it doesn't rhyme.
And it doesn't rhyme. You say meth is death.
Meth is death.
Yeah.
Don't smoke meth.
If you let's go through. Meth is death. Crack is whack.
Whack.
Weed is
nice.
No, man. Weed is a need.
Weed is need.
Yeah, that's because you got bad grammar. You're the kind of person that smoke weed. Weed is need. Alcohol
is, well, booze.
Don't say booze cruise.
Cruise.
Booze is not for Tom Cruise, which means humans can consume it. Okay. And then one more is caffeine.
Shrooms.
That's a better one.
For fools.
Yeah.
But that doesn't rhyme.
Shit, that went south quickly. Shrooms.
Coke is dope.
Shrooms in all of these rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about, this is history for us as well, is the Springboks, obviously our national rugby team, beat the All Blacks last weekend.
Yeah.
Just to get you, so you're a good talking point going, yeah? What happened was that the All Blacks have always won by an average of 35 points per game. That was
35.
35.
No, not forever.
No.
This is only recently in the last 5 years.
Which is how long we haven't beaten them for, just about. But the interesting thing is that, so they've got an average winning score of 35 points. The final score for that game was 36-34, which is the average of 35.
No, that's an average. That's not the average.
Well, that's in between. So you know what I'm saying, though.
No, that's the winning score. That means they score 35 points more than us. This score was a points difference of 1.
Yeah. No, I'm saying
2.
Between 34 and between 36 is?
2.
35. No, you got 34, 35, 36. To get to 36...
I don't want to say you're an idiot, yeah.
Yeah, but you can, though, because I think it's hard time people realize
I think if they've got an average winning score of 35... Like, is it an average winning score of 35 or by 35?
Of 35.
So they score 35, doesn't matter what we score, they score an average of 35 points against us.
Yeah.
Is it not the average winning score? Is 35 points more than us?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you're right.
Winning,
yes.
Yeah.
So that's like a Nostradamus level thing there.
Explain?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. So what do you think?
Idea.
What was the catalyst that made us win? Because we've been losing to the All Blacks. Fucked up. I mean,
I like this. I got a great sense of Schadenfreude out of this because you know what that is?
No.
It's when you feel good about other people's misfortunes.
Is that a German word? Okay.
Yes.
You feel good about other people's misfortunes.
Yeah. Well, so because I know that our leading trade unions, see, South Africa is essentially a socialist state, kleptocracy. So the idea of democracy in South Africa is a farce. But anyway, so we live in a socialist, pretty much, like they're trying to make this a socialist paradise. So it's run by trade unionists and that kind of thing. So our leading trade union, COSATU, said that the team that Rassie Erasmus picked was too white.
Yeah, I remember reading
Far
that
too white.
the day before.
The day before, and then we won. We beat the All Blacks for the first time. So I don't want to. So it's like, okay, so the team is far too white, and then we beat the All Blacks for the first time since 2009.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm with you, and I can see how. And a
why
result like
did
that.
we win?
Why did we?
It's almost as if we probably won because they picked a closer to the best team. Like, they picked the team that could beat the All Blacks as opposed to a team that looks good.
Yeah.
So, like, at the beginning of this year, it was all... Because Siya Kolisi is now the captain, you know. And the most important thing about that is that he's black.
Yeah.
Like, and that's really important, you know. And,
Absolutely,
you saw these fucking awful documentaries on SuperSport where they take him back to his, like, boyhood, you know, school. And you have these little black kids, like, running around him. And it's just nothing to do with rugby. It's just the most pandering, awful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's the most fucking feeble bullshit. This idea that because he's black, that somehow intrinsically is good. Like, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not. Like rugby, I don't know if you know how rugby works, Byron.
I do, a little bit.
But you see, the idea is to score more points than the other team.
Right.
And,
No,
and it doesn't really matter what you look like, because that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
To score more points. You have to score more points by being bigger and faster and more skillful.
Yeah.
What you look like is almost completely irrelevant. But we've got a country where the idea of what you look like is like this immutable fact about you is one of the most important things that you can have, like, that you can be. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That something that defines you as you is what you look like.
Yeah, something that's out of your control.
That's madness.
Yeah.
That's absolute madness. But anyway, so I felt very happy that we won because that this evil team that they picked that was too white won.
Yeah.
And now they're going, oh fuck.
What was the term you said now in German? I've forgotten.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
So the guys at Kasati, what are they going to say now? Oh well, the team's too white. We did win though.
No, but you see, here's the thing. I'm with you. And interesting, just a bit of feedback for you guys at home. So that's the first time the team's been too white in a while. And what happens is, I know Russ, he's big on the transformation. He's big on meeting quotas. He's a guy that understands how to juggle politics as well as sports. Whether deep down
I don't know
inside-
if he is. We keep losing.
No, listen, he is. He is. But what happened was, on this particular game, you had some very skilled black players that weren't playing. That was usually the beast, Tendam Tarira. He's one of our favorites. He's a much-loved treasure. Even
He's a
though
bit too
He's
old.
from Zimbabwe. And then you've got another savage, a machine of a person called Sabun Kosi.
I wouldn't say a savage. I was saying he's a savage.
No, but again, too clever word. You can say every white...
You heard it here first, guys. Byron says that Spoon Kosi is a savage.
Yeah. And then, yeah, how about this? Peter Steph Toy played like a beast savage monster.
Yeah, and he's black as well, isn't he?
And he is, yeah. So
Okay.
we had this guy called Sabun Kosi, who, listen, I'm a fan of. He's younger than us, which is embarrassing. He's like a 22-year-old, built like a brick shit house, muscle on his muscle.
Yeah.
And he's a machine. And he's like, between him and there's a guy called the Piwe Dianchi, because I'm teaching Andrea, because he's... And
I
they're
don't
the,
know about rugby.
they're the
right?
two most on-form wings in the country in the moment, and they both happen to be players of black skin color. How do I say that?
Jeez, Byron, what's wrong with you? The fuck? This isn't super sport, Byron.
Yeah.
This isn't fucking boots and all. Just say words. I don't care.
So
they're black.
Anyway, we got black players that are
And they're
really
good. Are they good?
They're phenomenal.
Okay, so?
He's the best wing in the country at the moment.
Then
But
that's
because
fine.
he's injured, you have to put on a guy who's a white player that moves to wing. And because the beast is being rested because he's played so much, a white guy ends up coming on. So yes, for this particular game, it looks bad because you're...
What do you mean it looks bad?
It looks bad to Kasati.
It's insane to even think that this is an issue. It's madness.
Yes.
Like, you're so brainwashed by this shit. Like, who cares what color the players are?
Someone has to care, else rugby...
Why?
Because, what was it, 2 years ago, they protested outside of a rugby game. You got to care a little bit to the point that it's going to start affecting the game day. You can't... I know it's ridiculous. People protested last year.
You will so
Protesting
fuck
outside
them.
the stadium.
Ignore them.
Yes, ignore them. It's easier said than done, Andrew.
It actually-
If you're
no.
getting off the bus and people start pelting you, there's a protest that turns violent, which, how often do protests turn violent? Every second of every day in South
Are those
Africa.
EFF protests violent? Please,
So-
they're not. They're cowards.
If
Fuck
they come
them.
and
No.
protest outside of a stadium, and there's foreign players coming there, loading up Australian
Then
national
say, hey,
teams-
see those fucking idiots there? They're idiots. Fuck off. Like, no, man.
Are you going to say to a crowd of people that have got bricks and stones burning things, listen, you guys are idiots. Fuck off.
Then send in the police, dude. Like, seriously, they're not supposed to be there.
I would send in the police.
So what's your answer? Like, just have more black players because in case the EFF gets violent.
No, I think my answer is ignore the quota system altogether. But when once a week a team happens to be too white, people must get over it. So be it. 1 week, there's going to be a week where there's going to be 2 white people on the field. I don't think whites are going to pop up saying, "Oh, there wasn't enough white people." It goes out of the threshold of normality, and so be it. What I'm saying is, I'm right here. We shouldn't give a shit at all. You really, really shouldn't.
The difference is you say we shouldn't, but you do. I don't. Like I actually don't give a fuck who's in the team. I don't care who plays. Pick the best players.
But I don't think you are as hooked on rugby as I am, as a lot of people.
No, I used to be fucking obsessed.
And what put you off?
Quotas, like transformation. The whole idea of transformation. You see, the word transformation is such a nice word. Like, because we all want to be transformed in some way. Like, we want to transform our lives. We want to improve ourselves. It's got such a positive connotation. But what they really mean is race-based quotas.
Yeah.
That's what transformation means. Change the game to have more black players. Whether they're as good or better than white players is irrelevant. All they want, and this is the ANC, by the way. This is the National Democratic Revolution, Byron. All they want is to fucking just own everything.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. And sport's just a tiny little part of this.
Yeah, it is. It's a microcosm of a macrocosm.
Just fuck off, man. Fuck you with that shit. Like, if you want to win, like, if the idea is to win, if the ANC could just be honest and say, you know, we don't care about winning, which they don't really, then it's fine. Okay, then you can pick black players. All you want. You can pick, I don't know, black, lesbian, transgender players if you
robots,
want. Whatever metric you want to use, pick whoever you fucking want. That's fine. Do that. Then it's at least funny. Yeah. Then it's funny, and that's okay. Then we lose by 300 points.
Yeah, then it literally is.
Then it's comedy. Then it's fine. But if you want to win, then just pick the best players. Regardless of how privileged they were in their background, who cares? The world doesn't. The New Zealand team is going to throw 50. You know, they're gonna run 50 points past us every week if we don't pick at least something close to the best team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did last year, 56-0, for example.
Yeah, but I mean, this is an anomaly, by the way, us beating the All Blacks. This was, I don't want to say luck, but it's an anomaly. It's not going to happen again this season. The Australians have already beaten us. Argentinians already beat us. The English beat us the English should have won that series. They were terrible in the first game in that series. This whole idea that because the captain is black, somehow that is a good thing is beyond me. It's insane. The idea that because somebody's skin color is X, that's inherently a good thing is madness. It's mad.
Okay.
Like, it's sick. It's actually fucking sick. I know it's a comedy podcast.
I'm with you. Yeah,
but fuck, it pisses me off. That's why I don't care anymore.
We can be grateful that you said that, but Sia Khaleesi is, I don't want to say anything other. He is like one of the best flanks, you know, in his position.
I don't know if he's the best flank in the country. We don't know anymore. We can't know. Because they'll never, because we know that players are picked on colours.
What means they?
They, the ANC, the African National Congress. We know what their policies are. They tell us those policies. I mean, SuperSport having, my captain and having this pandering bullshit of having little black children running around. It's just so awful and demeaning. It's awful. It's patronizing beyond all belief.
Okay.
If I was Sia Khaleesi, I would throw up. Because the dude, it's not because he's a good captain. It's because he's black. Like, they're not happy because he's a great captain or a good rugby player. It's because he's black.
Yeah.
So?
You heard it here first on Blatant.
I don't care who they pick. Really. That's why I don't care about rugby anymore.
Oh, man, I still care about rugby. I like it. I'm okay.
No, I watched the game because when you told me, it was on and you were getting drunk instead of recording this podcast, I thought, geez, this is great. And I watched it. I was like, oh, please, God, just let us win just this one thing. Just let us have just this one nice thing. And then we won. And I didn't think we were going to win.
Did it change your day, though? Like, it genuinely affected your mood?
No, I was kind of hungover. Really.
See, I don't know. Stuff like that changes my week. It set me up for, like, the best.
It's nice for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. But, what other sports do you watch?
I'm an adult now, so it doesn't really affect me.
So what do you watch? F1? F1 on a Sunday?
God. No, there's nothing more depressing than...
Going back to that quote thing, there's one last thing I want to finish on, a bit of a joke. You look at a lot of the other teams. Look at Australia. Do they have anything like that where they need to have X amount of Aboriginal players?
No.
How?
But Aboriginals are a minority in Australia. So if they did have that and they wanted to have like a minority representation, which is insane in itself, at least that's something that people have tried to justify. But black people are a massive majority in this country.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, man, it's just so weird to me. I don't get it.
Okay.
Maybe it's just because I like freedom, and free choice and stuff.
Freedom.
I know that
why is your freedom covered like
because
that?
we live in this country where freedom's not a good thing.
No,
like freedom of choice, freedom of expression, freedom of word.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
good.
the idea of freedom is non-existent. I mean, you pay for every single thing.
No, but it's not payment. It's just you're punished for everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no free speech in this country. They arrested a guy for saying the K word last week.
The
Arrested
one who was
him!
ranting on ANC.
Yes!
What's his name?
Nair or something.
Cassie Nair.
So what? So he called the president, that word which we can't say.
But he went out of his way to say it X amount of times in that
So
video.
what? So what does the number of times make the difference, or is it the word itself?
No, I don't know. I think it's different because no one freaked out about that as they did with the Adam Katzavelos thing. Because the Adam Katzavelos or Katzavelos, pardon my pronunciation, was wasn't meant to be released. This one was blatant. Cassie and I
Like
went
us,
out.
we're blatant.
He said it. Yeah, we're blatant. We're blatant.
Yeah, and it's weird.
He
Nobody
went
really
out of his
cared.
way to make sure that the world was going to see it, and he said, "I don't mind if I get shot or
But
jail."
but they did arrest him, and he's going to go to jail, and it's
Yeah.
insane.
And he might get shot, but at least he's honoring his word.
Well, I think it's madness. I mean, he is a corrupt piece of shit, though.
I don't know too much about him.
Like, he was a
I've never-
counselor. He was a counselor, and he's a sort of, he's been in jail already, and he's got, like, and he's probably, I think he's a bit mentally ill as well.
Bit of a gangbanger, huh?
I don't think putting mentally ill people in jail is a good idea. But anyway, well, unless they're fucking violent.
You can go into jail not
But
being...
the dude said a word.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's terribly off topic. But I just think that going to jail for saying words is really petty.
Getting away from all this negativity, at the end of the day, did you enjoy the rugby last weekend?
I did.
That was the original talking point.
Did you enjoy the rugby?
Did you-
Yes, I enjoyed
Yes,
the rugby.
I did,
I'm
but
glad we won.
Now I'm upset about everything else. Crazy times.
Good times in South Africa for us.
Good times in
For
Africa.
us liberals.
For us liberals. I didn't know I was a liberal. I
You're
just thought I
definitely
was,
a fucking
I
liberal.
was just a person.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, today is the 22nd. So Tuesday, what day was that? The 18th. Let's start getting to numbers now. They
18th of the
legalized.
9th.
Yeah, they legalized the use of marijuana in private use. Sorry, in private
So
estates.
grow your own, basically.
Grow your own, smoke your own, as long as it's not in public. And I think what that means as well is if it's on any private property. So even if it's like a club that's on private property or whatever, you can.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't
Providing
think so.
that-
I don't think so. I think it's residential only.
Is it not? Are you sure?
I
I was following
I don't know.
the end of this one conversation where the guy used like a sporting ground as an example. So you get some private sporting grounds. For example, there's one by me called Jeppy Quandam. If that's privately owned and you get consent from the owner saying, listen, I just want to smoke. No, not Jeppy, the school. Jeppy Quandam.
I know. I'm just thinking to myself. I know what you're talking about.
Jeppy Condom.
No,
and you
no.
smoke there as long as, listen, the
Listening.
landlord
Fuck it, Byron. I'm
is
sitting right
consenting
next to you.
and there's no children around. So you got to know that you can smoke on private property, just don't smoke near kids. I suppose, which is fair enough. You don't want kids getting high and eating all the food that you were going to eat. I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah, look, I think it's cool. I mean, obviously, I think that it's great that you can grow your own weed on your own your private property. That's great. And now on Facebook, you see suddenly everybody's got these weed plants growing in their back garden.
Yeah.
I don't know how and they're already
They're all this
tall.
big.
And guys smoking fat J's. These guys I know, like Marius but our friend Marius from Fulham,
Yeah.
his brother.
We won't say his surname, yeah. His brother already got like 12 plants.
Like, he's got this forest of this stuff just sprung up overnight, Byron. It's a miracle.
Yeah, man.
We must have some amazing strains of weed in this country
Yeah.
that it can grow to 3 feet high
Overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
legalize it on a Tuesday, Wednesday morning. This stuff. Not even. It was Tuesday afternoon
Yeah.
that had already grown to that height. It's incredible.
That's Bloemfontein weed. It just grows.
It is
There's
incredible.
no limitations.
It is incredible. What I love so much though is that they've made this legal now, but I think everybody smokes weed though.
I think before this, you're 100% right. I mean, I think no matter who you are or what circle, you can name 10 people that you wouldn't name because you're not a snitch.
Do you mean
that smoke.
everybody you know?
Yeah, everyone I know. So there's my mom,
Do you
my
know
dad.
literally- And what I love so much is a friend of mine, these sort of This is an older lady. She's like, I think she's in her late 60s. Well, I don't know. If
That's the way you like them, though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I bought her a J and then
double-headed
I
dog.
didn't buy her because you can't. You can't
You
buy.
can't buy. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
but she now wants to like transplant her whole garden into like a farm of a weed.
That's-
Even though you can't sell it. Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't sell it and you can't give it away. You can only grow it and use it yourself.
I'm with you.
So I don't know what it means if you invite friends over. Do they have to?
From what I've heard,
You
no,
can't give it. I don't know if you can give it to them.
can you drop it on the floor and say, oh no, I dropped it here on this green carpet outside my living room. I hope no one finds it. Someone might be listening. Someone might pick it up.
yeah.
Because then you lost your weed and someone found it.
True. I think that's probably legal.
That's a
well
loophole.
done. You found a
Yeah.
loophole.
So guys, if you want to forget where you put it and drop your bags of weed, yeah, by all means, go ahead. Just
Byron's from Edenvale, so
Don't express out loudly where you may have dropped it or may
Yeah.
not have dropped it.
just say, "Oops, I dropped my weed."
I dropped my 400 Rand bag of weed.
I dropped this kilo brick of weed, this compacted brick.
Has anyone seen it? Yeah.
And if somebody just happens to give you like a donation of 100 Rand,
A donation, a gift, or
a gift,
or someone dropped 100
completely
Rand.
unrelated to this.
Completely. I
Yeah,
didn't link
I
it.
don't think that's a problem.
If I was walking and
I
I
would
dropped
say
it,
that's not a problem at all if you did that.
yeah, I dropped it, and coincidentally, 5 minutes after that, I picked up 400 Rand folded perfectly.
Yeah,
And the guy walked past me, may or may not have picked up something where I was coming
on
from.
your private property.
On your private property,
Of
yeah.
course, not
Yeah.
public. Public's illegal. And the other thing is, the funny thing about this whole thing, obviously, is that you can grow it, but you can't legally obtain seeds to grow marijuana.
Is that the case?
Yeah, they're also illegal. So you can grow it. Okay, it's fine to grow, but you
Yeah.
can't obtain the seeds to grow it.
That's okay. So we were talking about this the other
So-
night at my other friend's house, and they know who they are because they're legends. And I asked them, and I said the same thing. I'm like, the government says we can grow, but no one's even a question. Well, where did you get that original seed? You say, well, I didn't get it from my dealer who've been buying for my whole life, since I was 2.
Yeah, I didn't get it off the internet.
That's the next thing.
I didn't get it from Holland.
Because people buy them from internet not from the internet. The internet is not. People buy them via the internet quite often, and they come in little envelopes.
Yes.
How does that get in South Africa? Are there any dog sniffing or?
Well, I don't know
loopholes?
if you know, South Africa, you can grow weed here easier than pretty much anything on earth. Like, it just grows.
Yeah.
Because we have the ideal climate for it. You just throw it in the garden and it will grow, winter and summer. So,
It's a weed. I
and
know
it's
weed,
literally
but it's a weed.
a weed. I mean, our gardener, my parents' gardener, used to smoke a hell of a lot of weed. Like, fucking...
Sounds like a good guy.
Yeah, he was permanently stoned. And the stuff started just growing in our garden.
Yeah.
Because he'd smoke...
Because you throw a roach out or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
still got a seed in there because he's probably not breaking his seeds down. Some people just.
Byron, you know a lot about this, eh?
I do. So just a little
Why?
confession. My twin brother who tragically passed away on Monday night. He was a big smoker.
Is it?
No, I do know a lot. Listen, I spend a lot of time around creative people, and
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
people in the film industry,
And they love to smoke.
and
a
they
lot
got
of-
friends who've got friends that love to smoke as well.
Yeah, some
So,
of my best friends have smoked weed before. You
Whoa.
won't believe this.
man, I mean, that must be
Some
really
of my best
cool.
friends know people that have smoked weed. I mean,
They-
I obviously haven't.
Those are
done
the
that.
guys that drive Bentleys and Mercedes. You were saying, yeah, and they got the rap music video, superstar.
Yeah. So
How many plants can we grow? Have those stats
no,
been
no.
released?
So you can no. It's unlimited.
No, man, don't be ridiculous.
No, it is unlimited because they have there's no
It's unlimited for how long?
because there's no legislation yet. So they've said okay, it's legal to grow your own weed, and until the legislation comes in, they haven't said how much. I don't know how they can legislate it. It's the most stupid thing on earth. Like, okay, so what are they going to say? You can grow. So they say you can grow 10 plants. Well, how big can those plants be?
Yeah.
And like, what counts as a plant? I mean, are you going to get the weed police coming, going, oh, open up, it's the weed police. We're going to check how big your fucking plants are. Don't be ridiculous.
Come with the tape measure.
Huh?
We're the weed police.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
It opens up a big problem because as soon as they say something is a right, because it's a right, your right to grow a fucking plant. It is the stupidest thing on earth that it's even at any point in time been illegal to grow a plant of any kind because, I don't get how you could possibly control or legislate or why you would want to.
Yeah.
But how do you then legislate this? growing a plant.
For me, you just don't.
Just leave it alone.
Just let it
It's
be.
not hurting anybody. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
You're not hurting anybody by being a... Look, if you're the kind of guy who's growing a fucking bunch of weed, like, just leave the guy. He's got a hobby.
Yeah.
These guys love what they do. I've seen them. They nurture those little plants.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who...
It brings out the best in
they
someone.
put little
Yeah.
token amulets because they think it's lovely, you know, that it's, that these plants have some kind of power.
No, but if you speak to the plants, it crystallizes differently and what on the buds.
Yeah.
And ends up getting you like.
Look, the
mega
only
high.
thing that pisses me off about this, I'll be honest with you, is the day this all broke, 10 in the morning, everybody's fucking smoking weed. The moment this broke, everybody was suddenly an expert on marijuana.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knew the law suddenly, and everybody had advice. And the thing that pisses me off the most is these fucking idiots who post, like, these guys who post about how weed can cure cancer and how weed is curing this and curing... I can see you're one of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so...
I'll let you finish.
Byron, it doesn't cure cancer.
No, it doesn't cure cancer, but it helps someone who's got cancer eat or little things like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
It helps with
But you get
controlling
these,
symptoms.
these guys
you
who
don't
post like evil eye pictures and it's like the
Yeah,
Illuminati, it's like wake up sheeple. Weed is actually the great cure of everything and the government is just preventing you, and so they're posting spirit science shit, and the next thing you know they're believing the flat earth theory and that fucking Bush did 9/11. Like those, they all fit in a fucking very neat Venn diagram. Spirit science, Bush did 9/11, weed cures cancer. That's a very nice...
And Hitler is Bigfoot as well. That's a common one as well.
And then Jew conspiracies. Like, that fits in. The Jews control everything.
No, I'm with you. I think maybe when I was a bit younger and when you read one article about weed and cancer and the same thing, you're like, it cures. You smoke it, you're fine, it's gone. It doesn't. I think everyone knows that. It's more like, people that have been receiving chemo and hectic radiation and your appetite's down, you literally smoke it to get what we call the munchies, but to eat. It's little things like that. And that is a...
Who's we?
We as people.
Oh.
We as mankind. Because we're all one, like we said earlier.
Yeah.
Black, white, Chinese, transgender, robot. Just not gingers.
Attack helicopter.
Yeah. No, so listen, and other than that, fuck medicinal qualities. You do it because it's cool and interesting and you want to. And maybe you like smiling and giggling and looking for things in the couch. Like, if I was high right now, see what I'd pull in this guy. Oh, dude, are those sad tissues or happy tissues?
But this is the thing, is that there needs to be no... For me, the idea that there needs to even be a justification as to why weed should be legal is absurd. Like, it should be legal because it's something I want to do and it's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be illegal to shoot people in the face. That's something I'm against. It's not good.
No.
But if it's not going to hurt anybody else and you want to do it, then that's fine.
Go ahead.
Crack. Want to do it? It's fine. Do it.
So I think people should the government must intervene and just make sure people aren't overdoing it.
Why?
So would you let someone do crack freely until they're dead?
Yes.
Or would you rather this person clearly needs guidance, let me regulate it.
No.
I'll let him have crack, but on slower terms.
No, dude, if somebody wants to do crack, let them do crack till they're dead.
What if that person wants to do crack, doesn't realize their full potential, and that person might cure cancer in 10 years' time, but they need guidance now? And
Listen,
you're killing...
If you're somebody who's on crack, you're not going to be working on...
No, but you don't know. You've just been misguided your whole life because your parents were fuck-ups, but you're actually like a prodigy. No one's just actually come and said, hey, you don't need to do this.
And you think the government's keen on doing that?
Not our government, no.
Another government.
No, isn't like Portugal. What's the story in Portugal with...
you mean where they've decriminalized all drugs?
Yeah.
Okay, so they've just decriminalized all drugs.
But they're still helping people control it. They're not just saying, go wild. It's still regulated a little bit.
No, it's not.
Yes,
the word decriminalized. Look, I don't know the story in Portugal really. But
maybe we shouldn't speak about Portugal because we're not Portuguese.
Why can't we speak about Portugal?
What do you know about Portugal?
Not very much, but I can speak about whatever I like.
No, you can't.
I mean, I could be ill-informed.
I'm the government. You can't speak about you like no freedom of speech because this is South Africa. Don't say what you want ever.
But this is my point.
Not that word.
What?
Okay.
This.
You're gonna say it. Yeah.
But my point is, Byron, you don't need the government to tell you what to do.
No, you really don't.
Like, do you know what's best for you?
Yeah.
Like in your life. So then that's it.
Yeah.
And if what you think is best for you is to shoot up heroin all day, that's fine.
Well, I suppose you're right, but
look, when it comes to like if you're abusing your children as a result of your drug addiction, then deal with the crime of child abuse.
So can the government intervene then?
Well, I suppose to the extent of which you have government, yes.
So
sure.
part of you wants the government to intervene.
No,
A bigger
none of
part
me wants the government to intervene. I'm saying if you commit a crime like neglecting children, then the government should intervene on that. But
There we go.
But the
So
drugs
you agree
isn't
with
the
that
problem.
policy? If a kid is getting cigarettes put out on his face every night because he's in some
Yes,
shit
then
hole,
that's the thing you need to deal with. The cigarettes putting out
And
in his
you-
face, not the crack cocaine.
But who's going to come do that? You? Are you going to get up and go there? Are you going to say, hey, government?
No, that's my point. The problem is that to the extent in which we have a government, yes, then they should deal with those kinds of social issues. Or we can, I don't know, look, I don't know where I stand on that kind of thing, but I do believe that people should have absolute freedom to do things that do not hurt other people.
That's fine. That is perfect.
And that includes hurting yourself.
No, that's well put.
If
Yeah.
I want to do crack cocaine, then I should be allowed to do crack cocaine. Leave me alone.
If you want to commit suicide,
Yes, then
you're right completely.
of course.
You don't want someone to try and talk you out of it?
No. I've got no
Or-
issue with people trying to talk me out of it. That's
Okay.
fine because those are individuals trying to help. No, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be organizations that try and help people, for instance, get off drugs. Drugs are not good. Like, well, some drugs are good, but like doing heroin is not good.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you.
Yeah.
And if there are private individuals or companies that want to help people get off drugs, then that's what they should do. Like, it's an illness. It's not it shouldn't be an offense. Like going to jail because you're a drug addict, that's not a criminal offense. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah. That, give him help or something, or just let him on the streets, let him be his own thing. But the second that person starts hurting people, do you punish him for hurting people?
Yes.
Or punish him for being on crack?
There we go.
Like,
You
later
punish them for
hurting
hurting
people.
people. You don't punish them because they're on crack.
Yeah. Because you could be on crack and do something groundbreaking.
No,
you could
you
do something awesome.
highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
If you're on crack, you're fucked.
1 in a billion, and you end up spilling.
The first crack Nobel Prize winner. Well done. This guy's tweaking out in this.
He had to get his award. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Can I sell this?
Can I sell this for some crack? Yeah, look, if
The
you
crack
look,
Nobel Prize.
the
winner.
first crack Nobel Prize winner, like the day that happens, I'll be.
Like the same day, like Sylvester Stallone wins a Nobel Prize or something like that. Like one of those Hollywood guys.
He's a very smart guy.
He is a very smart guy, but I don't think he's that smart.
Well, he wrote Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
Yeah.
6, and directed them,
Wow. That's
and produced.
wow. Again, I'm so impressed. I think I've seen all of the Rockies. Have you?
No.
There we go. After the second one, I was like, isn't he just boxing again? That's how I feel about Lord of the Rings. I hope I'm not offending you or anyone.
No, you're not offending me, and
Jesus.
even if you were, I don't care.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is fucking boring. Is that the one with Harry Potter in it?
It's the one with,
With
that
the
goblin with the cut in his head.
Is that
And he has to race that Nissan 350Z to rescue Princess Leia.
yeah, that's the
Leia.
one. That's
That's
the
it,
one.
yeah.
It's got the Dumbledore in it.
Dumbledore, yeah. Dumbledore, the prostitute. These old raisin
Lord of the
nuts.
Rings is painful.
Listen, Lord of the
man.
Rings, cool graphics. There's a lot of fun to it. Like, you know,
No,
I get
very
how there's
little.
fanboys there. I didn't watch a single one of the Hobbits because I just thought, here we go again. You made those movies already.
Irony.
It's just a
not
difference.
irony. I mean, the Hobbit, the book is really short, but they fucking made that thing into 3-hour movies.
Yeah. That oak, what's the writer's name? It's an African-born guy, isn't he?
Peter Jackson. Oh,
But,
Tolkien.
Tolkien.
Peter Jackson's New Zealand. I think he lived here.
He lived here. He wasn't.
I think he was born here.
If anyone there has anything, comment on it and tell us what fuck-ups we are for not knowing about our own country. You think Peter Jackson's got a fetish for making long movies? If it's short, he won't. King Kong, look at everything he's ever made. Is there any Peter Jackson movie that's not, 2.5 weeks long?
Or boring.
Or boring. I was about to say Peter Jackson. King Kong was pretty cool.
I
The one-
haven't seen it.
You got this one that came out now called Kong Skull Island, which
I've
is
seen
way
that.
off. Which
I've
is just
seen that.
cool because it's big monsters and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I've
I
seen
think
that. It's pretty cool.
Peter Jackson's King Kong, the version he did 2012, 2011, I don't know. It was quite a classy movie. And seeing Jack Black in a role like that was actually pretty interesting. And he did it justice. And I think the movie did the original justice as well. Might have been a bit long, but very real, very authentic. It was a proper nice movie. I don't know if I feel the same way as me or.
No, I haven't seen it, so
So it just opened up like a flower to you. Part of my heart just said,
It's so you've got a real love for King Kong. That's good.
I do. I got love for Jack Black as well. Something about him.
I think that for the worst thing in the world. Yeah, sorry. No, a bit tired.
It's like starting the podcast.
Yeah. See, for me, the worst thing about Jack Black is that song that him and that fat guy did. That tribute.
Yeah, Tenacious D.
Whenever you go to a club,
Carl Gass.
like a fucking bar or whatever, and then they play that stupid song and everybody sings.
Okay, listen, that song has been overplayed, but if you've ever watched the movie,
so
if you've ever watched Tenacious D,
I have, yeah.
and it was pretty cool.
It was alright.
Alright, I fucking loved it. To sum up what we're talking about now in this little segment, so weed is now legal for private use.
Yes. Well, for private, you can grow it yourself.
Private
For
consumption. And
yeah, but not for sale, not for trade.
not for sale, not for sale, but you can drop it by accident and someone could possibly pick it up
on
by
your
accident.
private property.
On your private property, not in public.
Very
I
exciting.
had a question though, just to pose to you.
Yeah.
All the guys that were already selling marijuana illegally,
Yeah.
the dealers, what does this mean for them? Do their prices go up, down, or stay the same? Or is it too early for it to affect them?
I think it's too early to affect them. I don't think it'll affect them at all, really, because I think most people don't want to grow weed. I think most people want to buy it.
Most people will still buy, even in 2 years' time when phase 2 comes out.
I mean,
whatever
I
phase
can
2
also,
is.
it's like do you buy your own? Do you grow your own apples or do you buy them from a fucking shop?
Exactly,
Millies?
yeah.
Like, do you grow any food at all?
We grow rosemary and mint. There's our little alarm. We'll wrap this up for like 2 seconds. No, listen, we do. We grow rosemary, we grow mint, and I grow wary. We grow wary every day. Okay.
All right.
But you're right, we don't have to buy our own fruits and veggies. And I think we'll wrap this
Yes,
one
we
up
do.
now.
We don't grow our own.
I mean, grow our own. That's what I meant. We'll cut this one.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have something, or can I bring up another
No,
topic?
you can bring up another topic.
So this was a cool one for me. It doesn't happen in South Africa that often. Last week Sunday, I was at the Red Bull boxcar race. Awesome. So some of my friends, Terry Koch, shout out to you and your boys, they entered. There were 80 teams that entered. There's obviously you had to do a theme. Part of your judging criteria was how you enter there. So they had the big stage, like a big balloon stage thing, and you start at the top of, it was Sandton Drive and Alice Lane, and you go all the way down to where it meets Rivonia. So it gets a lot of speed, and you go down. And as you come in there, you got to do your intro, and they were team Robber Duck, the player on a rubber duck, but a criminal duck, crime, and they're shooting each other.
Did they win?
No, sorry.
Fuck it.
Yeah, great car, guys, but obviously the
Did
stiff
the car
competition.
break when? Okay.
It didn't. So what happens is you go down, you pick up speed, and there's some turns. There's an e-toll. They have fun with the gantries, and you got to avoid it. So you have to go right and miss the gantry. It's very cool. You go up a big sand berm. The first thing you hit is a pothole with its water, and a lot of the cars are already fucked over there because as you hit the pothole, wheels buckle. So a lot of guys had tiny little axles and little dustbin wheels. And then there's some more turning, and towards the end there's an actual ramp where it goes up and it just drops, and that's obviously to test the shocks again, and more cars fucking break right to the end. It was stunning. Saw one person fall through their non-existent windscreen, shitty little car, hit, boom, everyone goes, ooh,
Dead.
this guy, no, I wish he was dead. I'm joking. I was fucked up. This guy, honestly, I think he broke his nose or hit his head on the concrete because you could see him.
Did he have a
fall
helmet
like
on?
that. No, he didn't. Again, we'll get to that just now. Safety regulations were a little bit jutted, this thing. Went through, hit, his car was fucked, they still dragged it out there, and then it took, honestly, like 2-3 minutes for the medics to, they actually didn't even get there. He ended up standing up, walking it off, and people started clapping for him. And he was just like blood everywhere, and he walked off when he finished.
Nice.
Anyways, great race, attracted a huge amount of people. I think people were pissed off because this was on a Sunday, and they'd already started closing roads on a Friday. And for those of you who know Sandton, it's been like a 12-year construction site now. It's just they never stop building.
Yeah.
What is
And
shit?
it's impossible.
What are your thoughts on the Red Bull boxcar racing, first of all?
Couldn't give a fuck.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Not one single fuck could I give about the Red Bull boxcar.
Is it because it's Red Bull and they're a greedy company and you hate them? Or do you not find the fun, light-hearted side? You're building cars, you get to push. It's a bit, it's friendly. It's a family day out.
I don't know.
What is it that you don't like about it? Other than maybe you're a cunt deep down inside. maybe it's that.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'd like to. The only way I would go is if I took part.
Okay.
Like that's the only thing. The only way I could find a thing like that fun is if I took part. Like to watch a bunch of people acting like assholes. I can act like an asshole better than any of those guys. So.
And if you had some of your best mates did it, which they didn't invite you to, which is
Thanks Byron for the invite, by the way.
But if you had friends that entered a cart and then come pull in and watch, just support it. It's free entry, by the way.
Yeah, I'd definitely go if my friends were entering and that kind of thing. But it's just I don't know. These kind of build unity events make me nauseous. Anything where it's sort of fake unity, fake South
Like-
African unity.
Like
makes me-
Friday and Monday, where they said, everyone come to this park.
Oh
We're gonna
my
get
God! I read
2,000
No,
bras.
we got to talk about that.
We're at 2,000.
Oh,
We'll sneak into that now because it is pretty much Heritage Day weekend now.
yeah. Which means
Well-
that we have to do things.
Which we have to do. I mean, but...
We have to respect Heritage Day. We have to respect our heritage.
Okay, fuck Red Bull. I don't really have heritage. I've just... Which is... I know I do. We've traced my family line back to Germany, like 1870.
Oh, the oppressor.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we really are German. We got the genealogy test done and everything. So my surname Davel, D-A-V-E-L, comes from Tafel, T-A-F-E-L, which was, it's a wooden slate that go in castles and buildings. So
It's table, I think.
yeah, but I'm just using the Tafel, T-A-F-E-L. That's what they. But it's not for building tables. It was wooden things, slates that would go into buildings around arches and around windows. And this Tafel, he did that in houses. So my name's Mr.
Is this interesting?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. Left there was a huge fire in the town of Bautzen in Germany, and he fucked off to South Africa. 1870 something or 1867. I stand corrected, but we got the test done.
And how many people did he oppress when he got you?
Oh, dude, he
Lots.
can't even count, eh? Can't even count. He lost
Good. No, it's good.
So if I had to celebrate Heritage Day, I'd have to do some German stuff, and then on the other side of my family, I'm just a bit English. So also the oppressors, because they eventually they oppressed each other at one stage.
they
And they put
taking
Afrikaans
turns.
people in
Concentration camps. Yeah. So
So
that's where
what do you? What's
my
your
side
heritage?
of my it's also German, but much later. We came here. Well, it's East Prussian on the one side, so we came. I think they came here in the 1910s or so, and then
You foreigners.
foreign scum, and then English as well,
Okay.
and Dutch a bit.
That's like a bit of a mutt.
Bit of a mutt.
Like
Also, but the oppressor, obviously. So this whole Heritage Day is the biggest fucking joke. Like, Heritage Day is a total farce because
But why?
okay, so the idea of Heritage Day is fine. I mean, it's dumb, but it's fine if you want a public holiday and you can't think of one. Heritage Day, I suppose. I don't.
Yeah.
What were they doing? Were they just? I think it was probably an old apartheid national holiday, and they thought, okay, fuck all, we don't want to bother changing, or rather, let's just call it something else. I don't know. If this was Verwoerd Day or
Yes, for Wood Day.
Apartheid Day. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah.
nevertheless. So fine. So Heritage Day. I've never really understood the concept of heritage. I suppose. I don't know. I think it's like a day where you're supposed to celebrate where you come from or something.
Yeah,
Couldn't care.
that's
less.
literally the premise.
Don't care where I mean, I care where I came from. I suppose in a way, in some kind of abstract way, it's nice to know where your family's from.
It is, yeah.
But I've never known another country other than South Africa. My family have always been from here. I don't have some great tie to another country.
Yeah.
So the problem with Heritage Day is it's almost it's exclusionary, and I'll tell you why. Because so for white people, I mean, our heritage is essentially doing nothing on a public holiday. We don't go to those stupid rallies and stuff because it's like, well, I work during the week, so it's nice to
It's just a joke.
do bugger all.
Yeah.
I don't want to now. Can you imagine having to go out to the union buildings and stand there on the fucking lawn? It's 36 degrees Celsius and listen to a president
Yeah.
yak on. I mean, last year it would have been Zuma, so he could barely read.
Listen, and the speaker quality is always like.
Yeah, but now.
And
And it's just an ANC pep rally. That's all it is. So fuck
Okay.
that. I'm not going to that.
But be subjective here. Well, I was gonna say be like me. I would take all the political shit out of it. You're getting a day to celebrate your heritage. It doesn't matter what the government's intention was. What's your intention, and what do you want to do with
Well,
it?
this-
Because you can bring out the positive in it. You really can.
Sure, but
It's-
this is the problem.
other
So-
than a day off.
So I read an article this morning that starts with this exact shit. So it's essentially White Guilt Day. Like Heritage Day is White Guilt Day.
Yeah.
So they try to make it Bri Day. They said, look, let's call it Bri Day because that's kind of what white people like doing.
Yeah.
We like to fucking bri and drink.
Mm.
So that's pretty much my heritage. Is like my heritage is drinking booze, like beer and eating. Like that's about the extent of which I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So to the extent of which I have a heritage, Brian would be about, that's it. And watching rugby, I suppose. But they've taken that from me. So
Yeah.
now I can, I suppose, have a bride. But now they said, no, that's disrespectful. So, the sort of politically correct, insane left types have said that this is very disrespectful. And so I read an article this morning, and I actually wanted to bring it along and read it out loud, but I actually can't because I threw up so much that the bile.
Yeah.
I was
I don't
throwing
want to
up
get
bile.
vomits on this floor.
Yeah, eventually.
Such a clean floor
And
as well.
the idea is that you can't celebrate your heritage as a white person. You're not allowed to. This is what I read. And the reason is because our heritage is almost entirely oppressive. So everything we've ever done in our heritage has oppressed minorities. Well, not minorities in this country, majority. But all we've ever done is oppressed people. And we're evil and bad and bigoted and hateful. And so the beautiful cultures of Africa can be celebrated, and the beautiful cultures of India and whatever, all these sort of people that, have, I don't know, a defined culture, can celebrate them. But we mustn't celebrate like Afrikaans culture because it's oppressive, and English culture because it's oppressive. And so it should really be a day where we beat ourselves with olive branches and beg for fucking mercy. I don't know what they want us to do. It's like if somebody says, check your privilege. Okay, okay, now what?
Okay. I hear
So
you,
So there, Byron.
Okay.
Now you asked me about Heritage Day. That's my
I'm with
answer.
you, but the thing is, I can see you got a bit of a negative thing towards it, but let me finish this, because you're sounding a bit like Julius in the sense that, and I hate to say that, when you collectively referring to whites, you as Andrew, you've never put anyone in prison. You were an apartheid officer.
That's
so
right.
instead of there could be this group of another 10,000 Afrikaans people that are waiting to do something bad. They couldn't either. Just you, take all the shit out of it. What would you do to celebrate? If you could try reconnect or try something positive, forget what your people did and what your family
But I
did.
don't believe this. This is the thing. What I'm saying is I don't think that shit. I'm saying the fucking insane people who write in the Mail and Guardian, they say this. I don't believe any of that.
Get over it. I'm talking about you. Take the camera, take away everything. If someone to say, here's a day to explore your culture. What are you
Nothing.
gonna
I would do nothing.
Fuck, that's bitter, hey?
What do you mean it's bitter?
Like,
What are you going to do, Byron?
I'm gonna bra because
But that's not your heritage. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna bra because that's what I want to do on that day.
Yes.
It's not racist to cook meat because listen,
That's
because
my point.
Because racist Afrikaans people may not have bribed while they were on the racist duty.
Doing their racist Guys, we've got to go be racist today.
Yeah, just turn that meat. I'm just saying, cooking food, take the racist shit out of it. Like, it doesn't have to be. Not everyone who's ever bride ever is a racist. Black people bride.
I know.
So that's what I'm gonna
I
do.
think human beings have been cooking meat on a fire for a very long time, Byron.
That's
I'm
plain.
just saying, it's like, if you can, my heritage, as it were, I don't know how I'm supposed to sort of spend pretending for a day that I don't know.
Okay.
Why are
You see,
you
the thing
accusing
is-
me
No,
of
I'm
this
just
stuff?
asking. You don't know, but I know.
I know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm also gonna be having a fucking bride
Yeah.
because it's nice.
There we go.
And it's like springtime here in
That's
South
the
Africa.
Then that's fine. That's innocent.
Yes,
There's gonna
but
be a
it's
lot of-
not because you read in the Mail and Guardian, they say, yeah, you must check your privilege. You can't braai on Heritage Day. You should be doing some apologizing.
I'll be bragging.
If you really want to do your heritage, you must go to the Apartheid Museum, okay?
Yeah.
You must go and find out what your colonial ancestors did in Namibia and what the Nazis did, and you must say sorry. That's what you must do.
I won't.
I actually would
didn't do
like
it.
you to say sorry to the people.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, for what?
For nothing, because I've done nothing wrong.
Well,
So-
but but you've got privilege as a result of your ancestors.
but then
They've
someone,
done things wrong.
But then someone must come to me and talk to me about it. Don't say, listen, white people. Here's a statement. If you want to address someone, as painstaking as it sounds, go to you and you deal with you. Go to me. Deal with everybody one by one, and then I'll be like, let's talk. But don't collectively say everyone's white privilege must go.
I see what you're doing
and
now.
Collectively,
See, you've got to the heart of it. It's collectivism,
it's collectivism, which
which is insane. That's just Marxist, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's where communism comes
exactly.
from.
That's a good. I think
So-
yeah.
So I'm the ultimate individualist. Like, I don't think that, I just don't believe any of this shit though. So that's why I think Heritage Day is a farce, because it's all these people that kind of every single day of their lives they just live a normal life, like Western-y life, dressing in Western clothes and watching Western movies and watching Big Bang Theory or whatever.
Yeah.
And then for one day of the year they get to rail on how oppressive we've been.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
And then
no.
the day after Tuesday, you're like, cool guys, back to normal.
Yeah.
Back to your privileges, please. But it's also like, instead of having Heritage Day,
We should have Heritage Year.
Heritage Year, we should just take that away and just respect and appreciate your heritage every second of every day. No, don't laugh. You're starting to get puffed up. Why have a day for it? Why not just practice it day in and day out and get on with your fucking life?
Why don't you just be an individual? Why do you need collective heritage? It's stupid.
No, I'm with you. I don't think so.
Like this idea that you need some kind of cultural history is absolutely anathema to my character. I don't understand the point. I'm just an individual. I do whatever I like. This idea that you have to have some collective history is bullshit to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to me because I just don't understand the point.
Question.
Yes.
If you immigrate now and you're in England in 2 years' time and you've been there for about a year
We'll
now.
never go to England.
But no, just
okay.
situation.
America. Say America.
Say you're in America and America happen to have their Heritage Day equivalent.
Yeah.
Not for just like they call it Heritage Day.
Do you mean Thanksgiving?
No. I mean Heritage Day. So, say they give a thing called Heritage Day. Because I'm just trying to change your situation there.
All right.
But now you're away from home, you're away from friends and family, you're away from the comfort that you once knew, and you're now there. But Heritage Day, you get to say, cool, it's a little day where I get to bring out my inner South African and the things I like. Would you see it differently to how you see it now? And you might actually get a little choked up, missing Table Mountain, missing some meat and
I'm
stuff.
never gonna miss
or you
Table
might
Mountain.
just be like,
No.
experience it in another country.
No, that would be great because then I
Could be
can
more
celebrate the fact that I'm a South African, a born South African. Maybe I could braai there. That's what I'd probably be doing exactly the same thing I'd be doing here.
That's awesome.
But
man.
I'm not gonna get myself a Zulu fucking headdress
Yeah, but you're not
and
Zulu.
a little
Yeah.
Ndebele bracelet or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not those things.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
I suppose if I'm in America, they're going to be like, so what's your heritage? I'll say, well, I was born in South Africa. Okay, well, what do you guys do there? I don't know. Watch TV. Like the same as you guys.
Yeah.
Like, what do Americans do that's different from what you do? Nothing.
Yeah.
Literally almost nothing.
No. we
Like,
are
our heritage
Americans,
is binge drinking.
Yeah.
You know, binge drinking and eating too much burnt meat. That is my heritage. What else?
Excuse me. Just if there's one thing that you insult me, I never burn meat. Perfect. Always.
Okay.
Bloody to the core.
Okay, good. Me too. I agree with you.
Something funny I saw just to
Hashtag me too.
hashtag me too. I went on work on Friday and I went to this other office where I had to go to a meeting and I walk in there and what do I see? 3 white girls with traditional African headgear on, sitting
Where?
typing away. I can't say it. No, just at work.
At
What I'm saying-
work.
At
your
work. Because they weren't going to be at work on Monday, they're like, well,
Oh, so
where
there's-
else can I
there's-
put on traditional black gear? White as me. And I was just thinking, I like what you're doing. I see you trying to be, but
You're
that's
trying
not
to
your
be woke.
heritage. I'm like, I can see you're not
Yeah,
African.
but I mean, you can wear it if you want to.
You can wear it if you want to, but
Who
again,
cares?
that's like, you know.
But Byron, that's it. Yeah, it is funny. It's funny. Look, it's funny.
It is
but it's
funny.
not offensive. It's
not,
funny.
no, I wasn't saying it's offensive. I'm just saying
As long as it's funny.
this person, these people in particular, that you guys have been given this day to celebrate your heritage, but you're celebrating someone else's heritage.
That's because they don't have heritage. That we don't have funny patterns and shit.
Oh, yeah,
What am I
that
supposed
doesn't
to?
mean
The
heritage.
thing is, look, no. Think about it like this. Okay, so
I've
black,
got amazing calves.
Okay,
That's
but
what my
so-
dad gave
so
me.
black
That's my
people-
heritage.
Okay, thank you, Byron. Black people in South Africa. Let's say if you're a Zulu, your history is Zulu, right?
Yeah.
There's like certain Zulu stuff you can do. I don't know what it is, but you can do Zulu stuff.
That sounds so ignorant.
No, but I don't. I'm not black. What do you want me to say? I'm not trying to pretend, but they
Okay.
do their cultural stuff. They've got their cultural stuff,
Yeah.
right? But I'm white and I've got European ancestry. So I suppose if I was an Afrikaner, like a Boer, which I'm not. I mean, I'm from Afrikaans, like my family is Afrikaans. But like, I suppose I could do like Boer sports and shit. But I've never done that in my whole life, so why start now?
Yeah. Okay. So it's
So there is nothing. So I don't need to pretend like I have some kind of heritage.
okay. But you're gonna bra. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to the bottom of that. You're
We
gonna
got
do
to-
something.
So in fact, Braai Day is the perfect name for it.
Friday is, yeah.
So
and if you don't
why
like
is
if
that
it's the word bra,
offensive?
just say cook food on an open fire day.
Or just shut the fuck up. If you are not happy, just shut up.
Are you glad that it's a public holiday though?
Well, yes, but it's bad for the economy. But yes, I am glad it's a public
Yeah.
holiday.
I mean, the economy's already fucked. So, I mean, what's one more day going to do? What's one day going to do that Julius Malema won't do in
Well,
a sense,
no, well,
in a
that the
tweet?
ANC won't.
The
do.
ANC
It's
won't
like
do, yeah.
no, it's the president won't do.
I think
you
I've
know.
just got a grudge out against Julius, but that's just me.
Well, it's not hard to have a grudge. He's a fucking idiot.
Especially
I mean, he's a
What's it
dangerous-
when he said the one time when he's going to kill all white people?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
but
he
not
said
yet.
some stuff. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
But remember, that's just the thing he said. It's
But
not
I'm
real.
not. I'm not white because I'm
You are
African.
literally white.
I'm African.
Okay.
I'm from Africa, so why can't I be African?
Well, because you're a colonist. That's why.
But where? I mean, I was born on the continent. Doesn't that make me African? I'm
I don't
not
know.
black
What does it say?
African.
What does it say in your ID?
It says Byron Darvel, pasty white kid with bitch tits.
But it does say South African, right?
It does say South African.
Oh, there you go.
Have you ever been tempted when you're filling out, government paperwork, whether it's like car licenses or this or stuff, where it says African to tick, knowing that you're not
But
lying?
it doesn't say African. It says black,
It used to
white.
say African, but it's changed.
Yeah.
At one stage it said African. And that's a bit cheeky, don't you think?
Yeah, this other thing, black African. Remember when the rugby, going back to that, that it just had to be black people, and they were like, oh, but colored people are black people. Now it's not just black people, it's black African.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what I'd love to do is the day they start with the DNA tests. Yeah, the sort of really sick part is, what I've always wondered is, how do you know if you're black? Like, how do you know that you count as previously disadvantaged? Because in apartheid, there used to be those people that they called it try for white, were like black people or colored people who looked kind of white and they could pass and they could count as white people, and then they have kids and then they're
It's
black.
all pencil testing.
So how are they doing it these days? If I said I'm black on a form and I apply for a BE job and I say, yeah, I want that job and I am black, and there's nothing you can do to prove that I'm not black. The only way they would be able to do that is by what I look like. They can't do it by... I don't know if a DNA test can tell you if you're black.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think I know.
Because a pencil test with my very straight hair is not going to work.
Yeah, the pencil test is a little bit gnarly.
Just because I have blue eyes doesn't mean... Nelson Mandela, I think, he had blue eyes or something. Yeah. I don't know if that was because...
It's not looking good. You're almost Aryan, hey?
No, it's not looking good for my black heritage, yeah. But I'm just saying, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This idea that we all know what black is. It's this idea, but what is black? Is Trevor Noah black? Well, his mother's white, so... Yeah,
no, he's what we call, and you be careful, it's mixed race, because someone was piping up his work about using the C word.
What, colored?
Yeah. You thought I was thinking of cunt, yeah. No, seriously, it's become a little bit of a contentious point. I can't think of the guy's name.
I think that person is an idiot.
No, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it next week.
It is a racial group in South Africa.
It is, and I think my brother-in-law is coloured, and if I say
he's not. Isn't he an Indian?
No, he's coloured.
Oh.
See, why'd you say Indian with your lip like that?
Oh, no.
And the other day I said for shits and gigs, I called him mixed race, and he's like, dude, why are you? But I think, again, that boils down to, if someone's looking for something to be upset about, they'll find offense.
Something. Yeah, they'll find something.
I say, dude, nice haircut. You're like, oh, dude, it's not a haircut. It's always like this.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still want to do it. I want to apply for a BE job and see if I can get it and trick everybody into thinking I'm black. Yeah. Because I don't get what black is, to be honest. Is it... Because if you ask somebody who is black, okay, what counts? Is it the color of your skin? Well, no, because some black people have light skin and some have dark skin.
Okay, if it's not skin, is it being previously disadvantaged?
Yeah, but what is it? Yeah, but that's only because you were black. But you need to define what that means. If you weren't previously disadvantaged, for instance, I don't think Jacob Zuma's kids can count as previously disadvantaged.
No.
Their father's an ill-gotten
highly
millionaire.
Advantaged, yeah.
Yeah, Cyril Ramaphosa is a billionaire. His kids, are they previously disadvantaged?
No.
But they count for BE, don't they? Okay, well.
That's a fuck up, yeah.
So yeah, it's so much for individualism.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Oh, it's a real comedy podcast.
Yeah, a real happy times here. I like to think that I sometimes make a joke and they should have a box where it says
is
previously disadvantaged or currently disadvantaged. And I'd take I'm currently disadvantaged.
But that's you saying you must check your privilege on that, Byron.
Why?
Because you're not currently disadvantaged. You've got white privilege.
I had white privilege.
No, you still have white
No,
privilege.
I've got a little bit of white privilege.
No, it's full on white privilege.
Well, it's not privileges for white people.
Can you imagine if I was black and you're saying this? I'd be triggered.
Yeah.
Very triggered.
But I'd make sure that I invite a black guy that I've been friends with for a while so we can be open.
Are you saying that you have black friends?
Yeah.
Well, that makes you a racist.
Why?
Because that's the ultimate excuse.
I didn't see color.
That's the ultimate... oh my God.
I didn't see color.
Oh my word.
I've got grey friends.
Triggered! You're triggering me so badly now. I don't see color. I've got black friends.
There's only two genders. There's only two genders.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining us on the Blatant podcast with me, Andrew, and Byron.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Enjoy. Please like.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.